Well, hey guys, hi. What is going on out there today? Hope you're having a great day so far, wherever you are. And wanted to dispel a little myth that I think is kind of floating around out there that as we age up, that we can't serve and volley. We just don't have a big enough serve. We can't, footwork wise, get in quick enough. We don't seem to volley as well. And all of that sort of adds up to this perception that what happens when we try to serve and volley as we get a little bit older is that we sort of put a lot of pressure on ourselves to have to hit a really good volley or a really good serve so that we get an easy volley, whatever it is, so that you don't have to play, another shot. And the reality is that's just not true. You can have a decent in play serve that you sort of move around the service box. You can serve to the tee, you can serve to the body, you can serve out wide. As long as you keep that returner guessing, you don't have to have the biggest serve in the world to make that serve, which is really just an approach shot in terms of serve and volley. You don't have to have a huge serve. The volley part, the one thing I learned from Tom Stowe that really completely, I guess I'm going to say it changed my life when I worked with Tom is I was just pretty much, a runaround rabbit baseline guy before I saw Tom. And when he showed me not only the simple volley technique, but in terms of how to deploy it, how to use it with serve and volley, my perception went from, oh my God, I've got to hit the great volley or else I'm going to be vulnerable, to, you know what, all I have to do is make this shot and put myself in a good court position afterwards. And that good court positioning is what really challenges the opponent in terms of forcing them to have to come up with a really great passing shot. So I got a little voiceover video coming up here for you that I want you to watch. And I want you to look at, these are some points I played an indoor national about a year ago against the great Brian Cheney. And the one thing I want you to sense is that I don't feel panicked on my volleys. Here comes that video. I want to dispel the myth that you've got to hit an absolutely perfect volley in serve and volley to be able to make this effective for you. And all I'm thinking here, I'm going to serve out wide. I got my floater, okay? Now, I don't need to rush this. Obviously, I've got, the lower 40 wide open here. And I've also got my opponent, because I'm ready early, I'm getting prepped with the racket early. My opponent isn't really sure if I'm going to do this or maybe if I'm going to come back behind him if he starts to commit to really go over. And you can see here that all I'm doing is just going, you know what, I'm just going to assume he's staying. And I volley this ball pretty much to the middle of the court. Now, even if he'd anticipated that I was going to play there, if I'd volleyed the ball to the same spot, probably would have jammed it, probably would have gummed him up in terms of stroke technique and either created an unforced error or maybe, an easy ball for me to handle. Now, again, here we go. This is going to be a backhand volley. You've already seen the second serve. But the one thing I want you to really look at is what I see players make the mistake of is they get the good high bouncing second serve. They come in, they get sort of a floater, not a high floater, but something that's about waist high. And right about here, what I see are players start to really reach forward. I used to make this mistake until I got together with Tom Stowe, and he said, Brent, wait for the ball so that right here you can execute good stroke technique. From this position here, I can play it up the line, I can play it at his feet, I can play it cross court, I can play a drop volley because I'm not stressed about getting rid of the ball and thinking that I've got to hit a great shot. And again, what do? All we do is we play it down to the feet and move on in a little tighter court position at net and create that unforced error right there. So there you have it. I really hope you got that sense that, you know what, if you just make the volleys over and over and over again, that you really put a ton of pressure on that opponent. What I've got for you today is an opportunity to get into my complete serve and volley course. And I'm going to discount it today because the course I want to get you into is my older serve and volley course that needs to be updated. The instruction doesn't need to be updated. That's timeless. But what needs to be updated is the video quality. And the reason I say that, originally when I shot this course was way back when you had to compress video to be able to view it online so much that the compression just made the video look kind of hideous. So I am updating the course once I get back to the desert at the end of this month, and it's going to be ready. The brand new course is going to be ready November of 2016. If you get into the older course right now, I'm going to get you in there for half of the price. Course is going to retail for $97. Well, it does right now, but once I update it, I'm going to keep it at $97. But if you want to get in right now, the older course, I'll do it at a 50% discount. And once the new course comes out, I'm going to give you free access to that course once it's available. So right below this video, you can get enrolled in the course. I know you're going to love this course because if you've ever thought that serve and volley, just looks like a lot of fun, I'm telling you, it is a blast once you get into it. But you got to get your mind right about serve and volley, and you've got to stop thinking that there's a ton of stress in the serve and there's a ton of stress on the volley, so that you don't have to, hit a great volley on your off of that passing shot attempt by your opponent. So right below the video, get enrolled. I know you're going to love this course. It really is a lot of fun. And as always, that's right, got to get out there today and make it another spectacular day.